UK will not supply cluster munitions to Ukraine, says Sunak. Rishi Sunak has ruled out supplying Ukraine with cluster bombs, saying the UK will not follow the Biden administration's controversial move and will instead press countries to boost their aid to Kyiv in other ways. On Friday, Joe Biden defended what he said was a difficult decision to send widely banned cluster munitions to Volodymyr Zelensky's government. Human rights groups criticized the White House, and there was unease among some Democrats, with one calling it unnecessary and a terrible mistake. On Saturday, the Prime Minister pointed out the UK was a signatory to an international convention that discourages the use and production of cluster munitions, unlike the US, Russia and Ukraine. Sunak said, "We will continue to do our part to support Ukraine against Russia's illegal and unprovoked invasion. But we've done that by providing heavy battle tanks and, most recently, long-range weapons." Russia's act of barbarism is causing untold suffering to millions of people. Sunak said he was traveling this week to the NATO summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, and would discuss with allies how to strengthen our support for Ukraine. It is unclear if Zelensky will attend in person. He has been pressing for immediate NATO membership for Ukraine, something Biden has so far ruled out. The US and other countries, including Germany, are fearful that admitting Ukraine into NATO now, 16 months after Vladimir Putin's invasion, will escalate tensions with Moscow. NATO members are instead likely to offer Kyiv a number of security guarantees as a sign of their long-term commitment. Zelensky has welcomed the US provision of cluster munitions, which are part of a new $800 million, £625 million, security package. It comes amid Western concerns that Ukraine's summer counteroffensive is making slow progress. Commanders say their dug-in Russian opponents have superiority in artillery and heavy tanks, limiting the ability of their troops to advance. Cluster munitions are prohibited by more than 100 countries. They typically scatter numerous smaller bomblets over a wide area, sometimes as big as a football pitch, and can kill indiscriminately. Those that fail to explode threaten civilians, especially children, for decades after a conflict ends. Moscow has used cluster munitions extensively, dropping them on the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv and in other heavily populated areas. Ukraine's defense minister, Alexei Reznikov, described the US-supplied munitions as liberation weapons that would significantly help us to deoccupy our territories while saving the lives of Ukrainian soldiers. Reznikov said he had given Washington written and personal guarantees. He promised his armed forces would not use cluster weapons inside Russia and would avoid bombing urban areas where Ukrainian civilians could be killed or injured. "These are our people," he said in a tweet.